All right. Well, welcome back, everybody, for a special 2-year anniversary for both DDV and Into Volthune in general.
Big one.
It's been a long time. I checked the hours on Roll20, and it's almost 2,000.
What?
A lot of hours.
Really?
Yeah. I spend a lot of time
Holy
prepping, so yeah, I spend a lot of time prepping for Roll20, and obviously our sessions are pretty long. So
for perspective, there are 8,760 hours in a normal year.
Wow. Thank you for the perspective.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh,
And yes, I
Moose.
actually just know that off the top of my head.
I knew something was wrong. Moo's image is broken.
Oh,
what happened?
Broken.
What happened
Oh,
is...
I'm not there.
Yeah, what happened is we were changing you
Hi,
to the
Moo.
new image, remember?
you're
Moo,
missing.
Get back
Is
in your
Victor
chair.
supposed to be there?
Wait a second.
Victor's up
Somebody
there
else is
either.
not there
Where the
either.
fuck is Victor?
Oh, Victor's not there either?
Y'all walked
No.
I
away.
just see her at the Bellflowers.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
well-
We're in the other valley.
That's
Y'all-
so funny.
y'all-
I'm reporting
can-
the live stream for being unprofessional.
Y'all can stall while I'm fixing this.
I like the lore of Moose just not sitting there.
Yeah, I got up and I walked off the card.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
all right, guys.
I
so-
mean,
where
that's
the
kind of a
fuck
fun
are
way to
you?
reveal
God.
like the updated one. You're just straight up missing right now. Then it's gonna be there.
Yeah,
Uh,
you know, Moo just walked off, went for a walk. Where did Victor go, guys?
Yeah, where did Victor go?
Victor followed. Victor followed Moo.
I took him with me.
Wait, why?
Why'd you kidnap the boy?
Gotta traumatize him.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, dang.
It's been at least a week since Victor's been traumatized, so
Yeah.
at least a week. We need
At
to keep
least
this
a
going.
week.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe some more this episode if we get some Mind Palace.
Yeah.
It's sorry. I keep looking back at the stream with this empty chair.
They're
It's
just
getting
gone.
me.
Did that fix it,
what-
maybe? It didn't.
Yeah,
what?
no.
Huh?
This is awesome.
My question is, why is Victor gone though? 'Cause
Yeah.
you weren't
Yeah.
even playing with Victor.
No, I didn't touch Victor at all.
Oh, what?
Wait, not like
Just
that.
undeserving of being touched and played with.
Now hold on.
Ayo,
I feel like Hector would disagree.
Whoa, guys, not on camera.
Not on camera.
you mean
In
the Violet
public?
Thorned Rizzler?
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Horn gay and Violet Thorn Risen.
Gee, I gift that drawing to add to the fan art reel. No.
Honestly, yeah, go for it.
No.
So true, do it.
You'd see it on stream and then you'd like
So-
explode.
So here's a fun thing. I updated things and it's not working.
Okay.
Well,
Let me check OBS logs real quick because it could be that it's saying things.
Okay.
Invalid access token undefined. What?
I feel like we went too long without some stream scuff.
Yeah, it was going too well.
It was going
fortuitous
too long.
timing.
Of course, it's got to be on the fucking anniversary.
Yeah, we
Right.
accumulated some scuff debt throughout the last 2 years.
yeah.
It's time,
It's cashing in right now, all of it.
all at once.
The thing is, we got it working for Thursdays.
Yeah.
We did.
We're doing it for
They just-
Sundays, and it's like, what?
Victor and
Mhm.
Moo they're out of commission. They're gone.
That's crazy.
Does
That's
it
crazy.
Time
have
to take
to
a
be?
nap. I'll see you guys later.
Does it have to be in like a public channel, maybe? This makes no sense, by the way. I'm taking a stab at whatever it could be. Where is the little boy Victor? There he is.
What? Where is the little lad?
Where is the little boy? Okay, I took a look at Moose, so I took a look at Victor, so I'm gonna go back to Moose now.
I said it first.
I'm actually so mad at you right now.
I said it first.
I'm so mad at you. I was thinking about it and I was typing. It almost felt like a race.
What
And
are we thinking? What are we typing?
They're
Just
they're
the
speaking
particular
about what's
targets.
they're speaking about what's gonna happen this session is what they're
No.
speaking about.
Oh, yes,
No.
yes.
no,
Yes.
it's just really ironic. The people who are missing.
Ah, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying yes to. I'm just saying oh yes.
No, but
Ah, yes, of course.
Well, you know what? How about this? While we are in our scuff moment here, and before we dive into the actual session, why don't we move our favorite moments from
Yes,
the end to
please.
the beginning? So,
Oh, yeah.
so how about let's go down the line on the Discord call, just so that we are not all talking over null. On what some of our favorite moments are, and I will start with one that does involve null, which is the time vortex scene, where everybody in the group walked through the winds whipping around and the seasons changing, and finally got to talk face to face with somebody whose journal you've been walking around with, and set up a causality situation so that you end up with the journal that you already have. Time travel's fucked, y'all. But that was really fun for me to set up and plan as a DM, because I knew that it was going to be very exciting. And also, Barry doesn't get like a whole ton of character backstory moment stuff. And I know, Noel, that you're more interested in High Luna as a character. So that was fun to be able to run for everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump the list here and say that was also one of my favorite moments because, like, literally the whole thing of as I was creating Barry's character, and I just like was, and also he has a crescent moon pendant in this journal, and handed that off to you and was like, here, have fun with it, do with it what you will. And what you did with it was absolutely beyond anything that I could have imagined in level of coolness. It was just, that was a very cool tie-in, and 2 thumbs up on that one.
2 thumbs up.
So true.
I also got to use that situation to force Krios into not rotting body moment,
Yeah.
because Claus misunderstood how that deal was going to go down, and
You're really forcing my hand here, or my body, I guess.
I can segue into that whenever it's my turn.
yeah, go ahead. Your turn next.
Okay, so, yeah, I have very poor understanding of things that I read sometimes, and I fully thought that whole deal was supposed to go differently. So I was hesitant to make the first one, which was not on stream because that is when Krios and Kairos went up to talk to Tadros without anybody realizing, when the rest of the group was figuring out the name for the Wisterian Wanderers. And only a few characters noticed when Krios got back and looked a little bit different. That was part 1 of like the deal, and it was kind of just supposed to be temporary of, hey, Krios is no longer a walking corpse with exposed flesh. Disgusting.
That's gross. That's gross, bro.
If I had better reading comprehension, that would have happened before the campaign started. So, but as it is, I think it works because I think it means something that he did it for the group, even if he was like worried about it. And the follow-up being like bringing everybody to talk with Tadros for the like more permanent one, I guess, like securing the deal and becoming a bigger follower of Tadros and all of his ideas. I think that kind of went full circle a little bit.
Yeah, not to mention that moment gave you a custom race and subclass,
which was so cool.
Holy shit.
I'm still not. I still talk about that to like everybody that'll listen. I'm like, my DM made me a really cool custom. So yeah, I was really excited, and I'm still excited. And yeah, that was really cool. The flesh falling off part still disturbs me though. So, you know, I like that the dice did not agree with me trying to get Krios to be stoic. They just said nope.
Yeah.
It looks like this is a Discord issue.
Oh.
Oh.
I opened the StreamKit overlay page onto Chrome, and it's erroring out there as well.
Okay. Do we have...
We do not.
Are you still investigating, or...
I think the only one that I actually broke permanently is Na.
What? So
How did you?
What I did was I copied
weren't
Moose
even-
code onto the Na one to sanity check, but
And then deleted Na.
I didn't back up Na's code first, and there's no undo. So, it's an easy fix. I will fix it literally right now. It will be fixed in 5 seconds, but obviously because I now have touched Na, I will also be invisible this stream.
Wait for the stream.
Until Discord fixes things, there's nothing we can do about this.
Okay.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Can we maybe drop the Discord overlay and just put the art up so that we're not
Just so
just
they're there.
empty?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Well, in that case, let's continue on. Null, you are next in the line. If you have another moment.
I mean, I think not necessarily a moment, but just one of my favorite things is the absolute comedy of errors that is like every one of my dice rolls. As an example of that, the time that
In the
we
hollow?
were... What?
When you were trying to hit the thing on the wall.
Crystal in the hollow fighting the
Okay,
Death
that-
Harbinger.
was bad.
Okay, that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But that was not going to be the example that that was not the example that came to mind. The example that came to mind was when we were lost in the woods, and we were, I think it was after the zombie horde situation.
Was it?
And we were trying to find our way through the woods, and Barry, a druid with a +6 to nature rolls, mind you, could not figure out where we were going.
Yeah.
And also Tauré, in that same moment, decided to have a wonderful roll of the dice, so Tauré also couldn't figure out where we were going.
We were all lost.
The druid and the ranger.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
just can't figure out which side of the tree is north, you know.
Beautiful.
Oh, you're right, Claus. It was on the way to the Astari facility or the whatever.
So, Rowan, you haven't been a part of the campaign for very long, but do you have a favorite moment from either Volthune or the side campaign that we ran this summer?
Yeah, I definitely for Forsaken World. I think my favorite moment was probably the Eve crying and Kieran going to comfort her with the teddy bear.
Here, let me pretend that you're my daughter for a second.
Yeah, that was really sweet. And then, like, obviously, like the patient zero slamming Bjorn across into a
Yeah.
OTP as fuck. That's endgame for me.
That was
I love
awesome.
that. It's so funny.
For Volthune, obviously this is my second campaign, so there's not much, but I thought it was really cool us like listing out ideas and us just going through the different ideas to take down the stove. It was
So
really awesome.
fun. Such a fun. That was such a fun. I love writing stupid things down too.
Yeah, I'll have more next time probably that this happens.
Next time.
Well, I
A
would
full
hope.
other year of experiences.
Yeah, exactly.
In that case, Nova, what do you got?
I almost just want to tell y'all to just start listing moments because I got like a long list of stuff. Like y'all could do this for me. But I'll give a couple fan favorites. First of all, Tauré's Lisa. That's got to go down in history. Oops, didn't know that was gonna become a thing. The Tauré tart incident.
Oh my god.
Also
Oh my
kind of
God.
crazy. When Barry kept ice knifing Tauré and then bouldered Tauré and then dropped a ceiling on him. That was
Banger.
fun too.
Barry was not responsible for the ceiling falling on Tauré.
That is true. But you
When-
got me
when-
just low
it
enough
was-
where I was like, "Hey guys."
It was Barry hit you with the splash and ice knife. Then Barry hit you because you were invisible, and then the ceiling fell on top of you.
Did
Barry
just
was
not.
responsible for the ceiling collapsing on you being the cause for you going down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, here's one I remember that Moo caused. It was when Tauré got nat 20 3 times in a row during the bandit
Oh,
encounter and got dropped in a single turn.
That was,
That
I
was
think,
painful.
the most brutal my dice rolls have ever been. Like, ever.
Uh-huh. Because I kept seeing you put your hand up to your mouth, and I was like, not again. Surely not, right?
Sometimes you roll the dice as a DM and you go, oh no, this is going to kill someone.
Uh-huh.
Ooh,
Oh no.
Actually, guys, I just rolled a nat 1. That's so lucky for you.
And then I've enjoyed, from a character perspective, I enjoyed and have enjoyed Tori's relationship with Victor and how Victor has gotten Tauré to kind of open up throughout the course of the campaign.
So happy to be of service.
Victor also being the one to remove his mask and look at it and have Tauré wake up and look Victor in the face and be like, oh, this is what's happening.
So symbolic.
And that's not the only thing that happened with your mask, because during the fight with Jacob Dorr,
That got removed
Oh,
as well.
that was a
I
good one.
recall.
Yeah, yeah, that was fun. And then, as a last entry, the entirety of the Wield, and Nat 20ing my father. So
That's sick.
So
The-
cool.
for 170
The final
points of
hit.
damage.
Yeah.
That's like definitely the most damage we've ever done, right?
In a single hit, yes. The most we've ever
Yeah.
done besides that was probably like 50 something.
Yeah, it would have been in the
Mhm.
50s.
Well, Couch, you got a moment
Yeah.
or several?
Oh. Yeah. Sorry. I've got so many in my brain.
So many Victor traumas to choose from.
So many to choose from.
Truly.
I'm gonna say that like the Haven Hill and the Woodwatch arc was so sick. With like the just like Miss Clover and the little
Mhm.
hints that were from me, and it's like the little moment where your DM throws you a bone of like, oh, this is something that I said one-off like a year ago, and then it's like, oh, and this NPC looks at you like they know you. That's weird that you did that, and I know what it means, and I'm gonna pretend like I don't. That was a really cool moment, and then the whole after the big fight with Big Guy, it was
With Big Guy?
Theoden.
Big
Oh,
Guy?
Theoden.
Oh,
Yes.
Theoden.
Mhm.
And then going back to Woodwatch, and then being like, now tell me everything, please. And then it's like, and actually, you're a demigod. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. All right, cool. That was really fun in like, for like, in character perspective, because it's like, I kind of just set it up away, and I was like, here, Moo, you have it. Take this and like, you do something with it, please.
Mhm.
And then you did something with it. So that was really fun.
Mhm. It was fun for us too, because it was like a 2 or 3 week period where we knew things that you didn't, because Moo gave us little hints
Yeah.
here and there, and Couch was just losing their mind for 2 weeks straight, and it was great.
Yeah.
Some
we
of
were-
you.
We were feeding that because we knew.
Mhm.
We
Yeah,
knew.
you
And we
knew.
let you know
No,
that
but-
we knew.
Nova
was
and I
evil.
knew.
Yeah.
So it
So
was crazy. Crazy wonderful.
I'm gonna give G the opportunity to say a couple moments, and then I have a few things I want to go over for each character that I enjoyed running. So
I'm gonna share my favorite things, and I'm gonna let you do your stuff, and then I will do my speech after because it's gonna be longer.
okay.
My favorite moment has to be session 1 when we all just started, and then Barry came in, breaking the door handle of the Violet Thorn Inn. That moment has been ingrained in my brain ever since, and every time I look at a door handle at a doorknob now, all I can think of is just that moment. It has been 2
Another-
years, and it's still in my brain.
Another entry in the comedy of errors of Null's dice rolls.
Yeah.
So the first one that I listed was very specific, and I have a moment like that for each character so far, of something that was either put in or left out of your backstory, something that I got to put in for your character development in the game. Because as the DM, my job is everything else other than your character, right? I don't give you guys character development. That's up to you to play your character through the world that is, being put in front of you. But there are some things that I get to do that are like, this is for this character and by extension the player. And so the High Luna moment, super fun to run. Not only is it just a cool idea, but I also really wanted High Luna to be a little more like apparent in the like, oh, this isn't just words on a page. You know, like she's an actual character that you guys are following the story of as you guys are also going along your own story. And recently we had another one of those moments, which was Tauré's father and all of the memories that he had, just walking through the end events of this thing that was in Tauré's backstory, which is, hey, his city fell and, you know, big magical accident. His father was always a stern person. That's kind of all I had in terms of Tauré backstory, because in the end, that happened so long ago that it wasn't really relevant to the campaign. And so I wanted to find a way to make it relevant to the campaign and relevant to Tauré as a character. And I feel like going through those, going through that perspective of Tauré's father and why he made the decisions that he did, even if Tauré couldn't see it, that was really fun for me to watch your guys' reactions to. That was also one of the things that I had written down in my notebook of big reveals for later, which was, hey, Tauré's dad is literally turned into a dragon and his whole city is just like soulless husks. And he is searching in vain for a city that no longer functions the way that he remembered.
Awesome
and
stuff.
also just super fun to go through tree biology and for all of the names and the way that the city worked.
And I got
that
the
was
names.
It was a fun little side quest. Krios, so far, you have a big reveal that has not happened yet. Plus, you obviously have more development in the future with the necromancer that you are after. But I did enjoy turning your character inside out and giving you a new class. It's hard as a DM to run combat for a group that has 2 rogues and no frontliners. So Barry's a tank for sure, but it definitely helps to have both of you now soaking up some damage. Came in pretty clutch in the last big fight for everybody because you kept Tauré alive so that he could nail that final hit. Victor, of course, just the reveal. I mean, Victor's had like small reveal after small reveal that has added up and felt very large, like the flowers and just sitting with that information. And then getting to the point where you're like, oh, I'm very related to what's going on in this area. For, you know, you and Claus are probably the most excitable outside of game about what happens to your characters. So that one was definitely enjoying the slow burn of information drips for you.
The crumbs.
And the little crumbs. Those are fun to watch you just squirm until the next session.
Painful.
Yep. That's what I get.
And I had that one in my book for about a year too.
What? Wow.
Which was that you were going to be blood related to Asladin.
That's crazy.
And that was before I changed Asladin from being just the Hell's Hand to also the Church. Because for everybody who's not aware, that happened when they got to Haven Hill and interacted with the people there.
Wow.
People in Haven Hill were supposed to be evil, and I changed my mind last minute, and I think that has made a huge difference in the intrigue.
Yeah.
For Na, oh, go ahead, Noel.
Barry's still not convinced they're not evil.
Well, and Tauré
They
still
might
can't-
be.
Tauré can't still find out how old Nezare is, so he's still not certain either.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm surprised nobody brought up the Tauré asking a lesbian.
Oh my
trying
god,
to
that
hit on them.
I forgot about that. I don't even know how. That was a great moment.
It was on
I
my
think-
list.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite funny moment, just because,
What have
just
I
because
done?
of like, yeah, the immediate regret of Tauré and Nova as a person.
I was
of,
like, yeah.
oh no, I've
Fumble.
dug this hole deeper than I thought I did.
Fumble of a lifetime.
For Kaede, I will say, it was very fun crafting that time loop, and that was because Kaede's character and backstory is all rooted in the Feywild, and you guys aren't planning on sticking around here for that much longer. So, for Rowan, instead of a big, reveal the same way that everybody else got, I made it as easy as possible to integrate with the rest of the group.
Yeah, so it's like an immediate punch in the face.
Yeah.
And also, Rowan, you played that so well.
So,
The way everybody else talked about it after session of like,
Uh-huh.
oh, I thought that maybe it was just Rowan's nerves getting to him and that he didn't.
Yeah, like literally.
No,
I was like, Rowan,
on
you don't
purpose.
know that. You don't know that, man. Hold on, back up. You don't know that, dog.
And I was like, they definitely think I'm just fumbling so hard right now.
Yeah.
Kaede
yeah.
did, in fact, know that.
Yeah, huh?
But that's
Kaede
so
did in fact know
crazy.
that.
That's so. The fact that I didn't, that I thought he was fumbling is the crazy part.
Yeah, so over the internet, high five to you, Rowan, because we tricked these fools so bad.
Yeah.
You got us good.
Mm.
I think the true mark is that whether or not we tricked Nova, he didn't say anything and like really dig down at it until he got an answer. Because when
Yeah.
Nova's got a mystery, he will get to the bottom of it as soon as possible.
He was not letting up.
I wanted to. Yeah, Tauré was asking a lot of questions because I was confused and I wanted to know why I was confused.
I have
Tauré
so
would
many
have been the one that
suspicions.
asked the questions.
The
Yeah.
wrench.
It makes
So-
more sense for him.
The wrench.
Last but not least, my favorite not character moment is hopefully going to be coming up soon because next destination for you all is going to be Na's domain, and like we have been saying, Na is about a year older than everybody else because
About a year.
of just the idea behind them has been swirling around G's brain and bouncing back and forth between us. This was a character that was come up with during a campaign that we played that was mostly just a game between friends and not something that we felt we wanted to stream. And so Na's character has basically just sat this whole time. Na has just sat waiting for their moment to come. And so now is the moment. But before we get into the session, G, I believe you have a little
Yes.
speech. And I think that we are going to go ahead and get that before we take a break and then get into the session proper. So go ahead.
Can y'all believe we've been doing this for 2 freaking years?
No.
Oh.
I remember when Moo first approached me with the idea of a campaign for... At the time, I didn't know it was going to be for stream. it was just supposed to be the next campaign, a real homebrew campaign. I think we were towards the end of our campaign among friends back then. That was almost 3 years ago. And to me, it felt like that was yesterday. A whole lot of work has gone on to make all of this happen, and not just by me. A whole lot of people, one might even say a team of people, have contributed their effort. A lot of them are visible on scene. You see them every day on stream. A lot of them go unnoticed behind the scenes. So I think a round of thank yous are in order. And in no particular order, of course, Moo, our game master, thank you for the wonderful Into Volthune universe. Because we now know it's not just Volthune is not the realm, it's a planet. Also, for playing Zero as such a ruthless villain. Dear Lord, I love that.
So terrifying.
Literally scary.
ClawsieG, our dearest artist in residence, our art director, and of course game master of the Forsaken World. Thank you for our wonderful logo, the beautiful art of our characters, officially, and fan art in the form of doodles. The amazing Forsaken World campaign, cough cough, Vanessa's mummy, cough cough.
Yeah, crazy.
The incredible, depthful, and oftentimes, most of the time, gross story of Krios.
You're welcome.
Nasty. That nasty shit is awesome.
Couch,
No regrets.
Couch, our head of social media and PR. Thank you for managing all our accounts. Lord knows I can't. Thank you also for keeping me keep some semblance of work-life balance with DDV. Again, Lord knows I freaking can't. Thank you for Kieran and Miriam. Enough said.
Enough said.
And of course, the heartbreaking story of our little demigod, Victor. Nova, thank you for playing the crazy conspiracy theorist static earther, Evren.
Let's go, brother.
And for playing our boy
Static
Valier
Earther.
scientist, Tauré. Null, thank you for playing Bjorn as such a menace, but only to Zero.
OTP.
And thank you for playing Mama Berry,
No.
who needs his beauty sleep. Yes, rare pair, Bjorn and Zero, haters to lovers, enemies to lovers arc.
I still want to redo on my last interaction with Zero.
Rowan,
Fearful.
Rowan,
I would like to add really quick between the two of the people that you just mentioned. Our campaign would be, I feel, very serious without the two of you being in here to provide such wonderful comedic relief for everybody.
Who are we talking about? Who?
Yes, you.
You.
You and
You're
now.
stupid
I don't know.
mold earth and
Dumbass bits. You're great characters.
Walking in 5
They're
steps. Can I check for
really
traps?
amazing.
Walking in 5 more feet. Can I check for traps?
Can I get one perception roll?
Continuing on, Rowan, our other social media guy. Thank you for playing such an unmanageable anti-company Idol Eve. And thank you for playing Canadian Prince Kaede. You can't convince me otherwise. He is for sure Canadian.
Canadian
Oh, yeah.
prince.
I'm not
yeah.
gonna complain.
Of course you would. Thank you for Alex for joining us in the Forsaken World as David. It's been lovely to have you around if you are watching. Thank you to Tyler, Victoria, Ali, Brix, Anne, and Karina for the gaming hours when I need a break from the non-stop DDV grind. It can be a lot of sleepless hours sometimes. Thank you to Molly and Shannon for the constant source of sanity and for understanding when I have to cancel or move plans because of DDV deadlines or schedule. And of course, the rest of the team for supporting the operations of DDV behind the scenes. This would
Yay.
all would not be possible without all you all contributing. So thank you, and here's to many, many, many more years together.
a lot of minis.
I just rolled a nat 20 on that one, so
Hell yeah, let's
Yes.
go.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Let's fucking go. No,
Oh,
this is
what's the Rick and Morty forever bit? I don't remember the words to that.
No, I don't know.
Probably.
I don't watch
1,000
Rick and
years.
Morty.
1,000 years. Mm-mm.
Anyways.
All right.
25. 25.
25, 25.
Alright, shall we take our 5-minute short intermission to see if this fixes things?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, please. We will be back in 5 minutes with the actual start of the session.
Yeah.
Start a session, guys. Let's recap. Last time, it was for most of you, it was one day of adventure and a rescue mission. And for Kaede, it was, what do we say, the 80-somethingth time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You found yourself in a time loop, and the rest of you found yourself very confused until it was revealed that you are, in fact, in a time loop. So, you all did, in fact, achieve your goal of rescuing Kaede's parents, as well as the rest of the people from the manor. And you found yourself somebody who is able to help you get to Na's domain. So, after last session, your group, as well as the king and queen, traveled back to the manor, where there are reconstruction efforts going on. People, unfortunately, being buried, as well as others trying to build up the building because it had been pretty severely damaged. However, you all were going to seek an audience with the king once again and acquire some help. So we are going to start this session, assuming that you have all gone home, rested, and are now going in to speak with the king and queen, and Kaede technically, because Kaede would be with them in the beginning, as to your next steps. So, the day is yours. As you walk in, the king looks up from a pile of papers that he has been Kaede. He's been very stressed out about this whole process, as is natural of one in his position. So he looks up and says, the rescuers. I presume you will be seeking the information that you need before you set off then.
Indeed.
Well, let me know how I can help you, please.
Yeah, nah, what's the plan?
Well, any information relating to the whereabouts of my domain or how I can find that would be appreciated. Directions, general whereabouts, anything to look out for.
Well, there is something I can do. It is going to require a bit of a ritual that you will need to be involved in. I should be able to link our domains directly. If I stretch one portion of this out, I just need to know the direction on where to go.
Do you happen to have that information, Nah?
I do not believe so.
No, hence why the ritual would be necessary. I will need a bit of your blood. When the time comes, that is.
Seems easy enough.
A little bit of deja vu, huh?
How much is a bit?
Old rain.
I have not.
Any amount required.
I'm not answering
will
your
be
question,
fine.
Klaus.
A whole bucket, maybe.
Just worried.
Oh, just all the blood they have in their body.
Well, if you all are in a hurry to set off, it would also probably be a little bit easier for me to square this away and continue on with my rebuilding efforts.
That would be appreciated.
Right, well, if you will follow me then. Stands up and looks towards Kaede. And I suppose you will be coming along too, won't you?
Yes.
Why don't you stay here with your mother for just a minute to say goodbye, and I will take the rest out to the courtyard.
Okay.
So, for the rest of you, the king gets up and leads you outside to the courtyard. Kaede, you are alone in the room with Narcissa, who almost immediately begins tearing up.
He'll go over to her and hug her.
And she starts softly sobbing into that embrace. I know where they're going, and it's going to be very hard if you ever wish to come back. You understand this, right?
I do. But it is a journey that I wish to take.
I know. You know that I have never enjoyed seeing you chained by the expectations of your father.
I know, Mother, and I can't thank you enough for helping me with this opportunity.
I did not provide this opportunity. You accomplished that yourself when you saved the day. Don't discredit yourself. This is the result of your own actions.
Thank you.
Now, go before I break down.
Okay. Well, I'll miss you.
I will miss you forever and always. And if you come back to the Feywild, if this is not your first stop, I'm going to banish you.
Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye, little Kaede.
He'll give her one last squeeze. Okay. And he'll walk away.
She slowly closes the door behind you. Tears trying to hide and can't. So, the rest of you out in the courtyard, watch as the king prepares a couple of things, holds a knife out to Na.
Now I'll take.
Would you rather do that to your own hand, or?
I prefer to do this on my own.
Okay. A few drops into the goblet here, please.
Now we'll grab the knife, position their hand over the goblet, and we'll slice.
1 point of slashing damage. You watch as the drops fill the goblet. It starts to glow a little bit. A couple incantations later, as Kaede shows up, you see your father holding the goblet, along with a few other items that he put inside. He's holding his hand out towards the ground. You have seen him do this before, whenever he needs to change something about the domain. After he wraps up, he says, I have found the domain. It is quite the long ways away, but I do have a direct connection that I can form with it.
Very well.
Is your party ready to head out?
Yeah.
Yep. Do we have not telling with us still, or is she elsewhere?
She is with you. I was going to have her say something as you guys left,
Oh.
but she is there.
Oh, but you had to ask a question.
So, are you coming along?
Is she in the bird nest on Barry's head?
No, she's not. You do notice, once you guys made it to Kaladin, and then again when you made it to the estate, they kind of just disappear for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and then they come back. So they're now with you again, but they do look a little grumpy.
You here to hang out? Not telling, or where you been, anyways?
You look mad.
I've been with you the whole time, and yeah,
Okay.
because I didn't expect that he'd be able to just take you there. That's my job.
Well, why don't you come along?
I will be along.
You can still tell us what to do. It'll feel like you're guiding us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of not my job description.
It's okay.
But
What is it?
that's more like a moral compass sort of thing.
Okay.
And while some of you probably need one of those, I am not qualified to fill that position for you.
Okay.
But I'll be there whenever you need to leave and go to the next location.
Hey, Steve.
Thank you.
You're still very necessary.
Yeah, we'll need your help.
We don't know what we're doing. None of us do, so.
That was quite apparent.
Thanks.
Also, if you like spinning, you should see the look on Tauré's
Now, hold on, wait. Don't listen to
Oh.
Barry right now. Look me in my eyes. Look me in my eyes.
Don't
I'm
look him in
telling-
the eyes.
Look me in my eyes. They're prettier now, aren't they? You should listen to me.
Look into my beautiful, beautiful eyes.
I hate to
Don't
interrupt,
spin.
but I'm going to need to create the necessary bridge before the spell wears off.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah.
You hear a slight rumbling as the earth opens up in the spot where he's holding his hand out, and a cave going down into the ground appears. This will take you directly to your domain. It is fragile. If another domain happens to cross its path, it will break and you will end up there. But hopefully your sprite friend will be able to warn you if something like that should happen.
Is it like a slide?
No.
Damn.
Gravity doesn't quite work that way here.
Huh?
Sigh.
Now, everybody ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Turns
Yeah.
to Kaede. Good luck on your journey, son.
Thank you, Father.
I trust you will find your own path from here. Although it is not one that I had predicted, I hope you make it a good one.
I will do my best.
He claps you on the shoulder. You can tell he's being a little stoic at the moment. And says, "You are all free to enter. I wish you safe travels."
Thank you.
Appreciated.
Kaede will turn around and look at him and say, "Goodbye, Father."
Goodbye, Kaede.
And then, yeah, he walks.
You all begin your descent into the tunnel as the entrance and the light with it closes off behind you. It unusually feels like ages that you are traveling down this tunnel. It is dark, echoey. All you can hear is the sound of your travels, your gear, the shuffling. While you are walking, is there anything you guys want to do or say?
So,
If this is Mold Earth, I really need to learn how to use that spell. It's a good one.
Sorry, I do not think that this is Mold Earth.
Yeah,
can-
it seems a little too cool for
Yeah,
you.
it's too cool.
Yeah.
I think you can do some cool things.
Anytime things are too cool, I know it's not attainable.
Not this cool, though, I'm sure.
It's gonna take a bit for you to get to this level of cool.
You'll get
Like-
there.
Yeah, it's only like 120% cooler.
Only?
I very heavily disagree.
Oh, hi.
It's like 300%.
It's at least 350.
Wow. Right here.
400?
I'm right
Do I
here.
hear 400?
I'm right here, Barry.
Hey, Tauré, didn't you ask for the candid truth?
You right. You right. I gotta stick to it.
Or being
I'm giving you the
400
candid truth.
400. Mm-hmm.
Now,
I didn't say 400.
I will say, technically, I did not agree for you to bring along some strays, but you're kind of cool, so I'll let you join the group for free.
Yeah, I think he's all right.
That's how this works?
Thank you.
Wait,
If anything, I feel like we're the strays that he picked up.
if he's kind of cool, is he cool enough to do the tunnel thingy?
Well, he could have been, but instead he decided to walk with you guys, so...
Yeah, I feel like we were kind of there for that, the moment.
We brought down his cool.
So sorry.
Were you
That's-
paying attention, Krios?
What?
So no, the answer is no. Okay.
I
This
think
is just
this
looking
cool.
very confused.
It's okay, buddy. It's all right. It's okay, buddy. It's all right.
So how cool are you? Not telling.
Comparatively, I don't know. I feel like it would be difficult for me to be an impartial jury on that.
That's wise.
I think you are cooler than Tauré, at least.
Probably at least
That's a
bit
very
cooler than
low
Tauré.
bar. Yeah.
I think I'm cooler than Tauré.
It's not that.
Ooh, I would
It's not
go
that low
that
of a
far.
bar.
Okay, let's debate.
Let's debate.
Okay,
Victor
ranking.
versus Tauré. Who is cooler?
Are we debating or are we voting?
One was dead for 250 years, and one.
Huh?
Who are we talking about?
Well, I will say this. Not many people who are just supposed to be mortal stumble into immortality.
I did.
Yeah, well. But you weren't meant to be mortal, right?
I don't know what I am.
I mean, you have a whole domain.
I am also a
Sometimes-
changeling.
Sometimes you just don't know what you are. That's fine.
All being a changeling means is that you had a nature and you forsook that nature. With mortal races, most of us are born a particular way, and that's the way that we stay forever, especially in the Feywild, where everything is trying to change you. In this realm, if you give in to that desire, well, you let the realm win, and it really changes you.
That's kind of
Now-
scary.
As I understand it, most of the mortal races on the material plane are similar in makeup to here, but there's a lot more humans. And let me tell you, humans, they'll just take anything you throw at them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you mix in some infernal blood and you get a tiefling.
What am I made of?
It's kind of difficult with elves, but you are a dark elf, and that was because of your
Well, that
whole
was, yeah.
thing. You know, the thing.
The thing that
The
happened.
thing, TM.
Maybe we're of equal coolness, guys.
I think
I'm really
I am.
thinking about it.
I think I am cooler.
I think
I mean, I can turn into a
Oh.
bear, so.
Krios
That's
used
pretty
to have
cool.
the lowest body temperature of anybody here. But now I think we're all on pretty even standing.
Yeah, you know, I feel like we're on.
That's
pretty
dumb
even
as
ground.
shit.
Krios is no
You're
longer.
right, though.
Well, no, hold on.
Shut up,
Krios
you
is no
stupid little
longer.
pixie. I don't know when I hear it.
Krios is no longer dead,
gonna throw
so
hands?
presumably Krios has a more normal body temperature now.
Okay, we don't need to get into that. Like,
No, he doesn't.
What?
Krios is
Oh.
canon the coolest.
Krios has jade blood.
Well, if we're
It's
going
been
based
decided.
off temperature, this is unfair.
Oh yeah, you would be the.
Wait, does this mean I'm the
Least-
hottest?
No, you are the least cool. That does not mean
No.
that you are the
No, 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 no,
hottest.
no,
You
no.
are the
I'm
least
the
cool.
hottest. I'm the
I mean-
hottest. It's okay.
I'm
just
sure
the
somebody thinks that, buddy.
I hope
Hector
so.
does.
It would
We've-
be
So I've heard.
really.
Yeah.
How much?
You should.
How much did you hear?
Yeah. How
We don't need
how
to
much
get
do you
into it.
know about us?
How much do you? How much do you know?
Oh.
There's too much for me to be able to just tell you all in one sitting.
Oh, Victor, did you hear that? He said there is too much. That's embarrassing for you.
I found it
it-
cute.
What? No.
Not like that.
No, not, no. That's. I'm gonna walk away now.
Okay,
We're
we don't have
walking
to get into it.
together.
I'm gonna walk away.
Don't stray too
There's
far.
kind of only one direction to walk.
Yeah, and I'm really walking in that direction. I didn't talk that much, did I?
You talk a good amount. It's okay. You all talked.
What are we talking about?
We are talking
Ma'am?
about how much Victor talked about Hector.
It was moderate.
Well, like, I guess
It's not a bad thing, Victor. Come on.
No. Not at all. It's lovely that you found somebody.
Means he's on your mind.
What's on your mind, Victor? Tell us.
He
Oh,
is
no.
probably embarrassed right now.
there's
How many times did you have to hear the same story about him over and over?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh,
How much
Too
does
many.
how
Kaede-
many times to count?
Too many. Too
I didn't
many.
know.
how many times did the thing go round?
80 something?
80 something?
Yeah.
I'm not liking my odds.
I'd bet a solid 35 instances.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, Victor.
nobody knows you like your bestie.
I think that's a fair estimate.
Victor is like head in hands moment right now.
Okay,
How
buddy.
red is Victor right now?
Well, more
He's
of a
like a-
purple because
he's
the blue
blue.
skin. So
Probably very. I would say very, yes.
Tori comes and pats Victor on the shoulder. It's okay, buddy. We're not judging. I'm not judging you. I can't speak for
I
that.
know you're not judging me.
Now, out of
I don't
character, is it a good sign or a bad sign when Tori is not judging you over that?
Bad.
He's just trying to be friendly. So Kaede, just as a pop quiz, just to give Victor a feel for how much you know, do you know who Victor's dad is?
That was discussed afterwards.
Vaguely.
This,
Oh,
yeah.
it was discussed afterward?
We-
Okay,
It
never
was.
mind.
We
It was
discussed this
mentioned.
because we remember it.
Then yeah.
Yeah, yada 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 yada. Azladan, whatever.
What's
Came
the
up a few
name?
times.
What's the name of Victor's brother?
Ah. That would be Axel, correct?
Okay, he knows a lot.
Yeah.
More subject. Move on.
So,
Who wrote my
the
journal?
weather.
Rowan, do you know that one?
Huh?
Who wrote Barry's
Who wrote
journal?
Barry's journal?
Oh, I didn't even hear that. My bad.
No, you just don't exist, buddy. I don't know.
No,
I mean,
you're
with a
talking
name
about
like
each other.
Null,
Was it High Luna?
it was
Yeah.
Hyluna.
This is like a sorry, out of character. This is like a pop quiz for
This
me.
is Into Volthune pop quiz.
Yeah.
This is like Volthune, are you smarter than a 5th grader?
Yeah.
Are you smart? Are you
Well-
smarter than the Volthune player?
What was the name of the mage that guided you all through the Ivory Ward?
Yo.
Oh, I don't even
Full
remember
name.
that.
Oh no.
Full
Oh?
name.
Full?
Wait, wasn't
no.
that the sneezy guy?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Mr. Sniffles. That's his name, Mr. Sniffles.
That was in fact not his name. Good try
This is
though.
unfair. I
name
wasn't
Dustin?
even.
man.
I wasn't even there.
His name was Dustin, right?
Yes, it was
That was his
Dustin.
first name.
It was Dustin. I
What
don't
is
know
it?
the last
Dustin
name.
knows.
Dustin Sneezykins.
I
Nah,
have it written down in my notes. No.
Dustin time.
Giving you
That's
10
so-
seconds.
Yeah, I only have his first name.
This is my second session.
Dustin,
I also wasn't there when this happened.
Dustin Achu.
Dustin Dander.
Oh,
that's right.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, I remember
Ew.
it being stupid.
On the right track.
I can't believe you're pop quizzing info I can't even know.
Man, Victor, you're scoring pretty low.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh.
Kaede, what was the stupidest story we told you?
Oh. That's hard.
Tauré,
You guys
cover your
definitely talked about the shitting brick story.
ears. Cover your
Oh,
ears.
That's why I
absolutely.
giggled because it's definitely a Tory story.
It's
Yeah.
definitely that one.
Something about shitting bricks? I don't know.
Oh no!
That one is probably one of my favorite.
I know for
It's-
certain I didn't bring that one up.
Tauré vaguely like puts his hand over his rear, like, oh.
I remember.
Still feel
The memory.
still feeling it, buddy.
You know, phantom pains and all that. Yeah.
Things happen.
It was not pretty.
You watched?
Who carried
I had to
me?
carry him
Who
back.
was it? Was it you? I don't know.
Yes.
It's all
I-
fuzzy.
I sent Krios that way because I didn't want to deal with
All I
you.
remember was screaming into the woods.
You were bloody.
You were unconscious,
And
I believe.
Melly had to witness that too. That's embarrassing.
That is actually really embarrassing for you.
Yeah, well.
Melly
I mean,
knew what was going to
I
happen.
I actually,
I can't get much lower. I'm
actually-
already at rock bottom.
I feel so much less embarrassed now that we brought this up. Thank you, Tauré.
You're welcome.
I
I actually
think
think I'm very valid.
I think you guys are equally embarrassing.
I don't think so because I have game.
Aren't we all equally embarrassing?
I would say I'm more embarrassing.
Tauré's more embarrassing than me because when Tauré flirts with people, it's like, how old are you?
Victor's less cool.
No,
That is true.
no. I think I'm very cool in my own unique ways.
Well put. Well put.
I think you're
If
cool
I
too.
will, if I may. Tauré, you may not be the coolest or the most suave, but you are definitely the most clever of your group.
Why, thank you.
Definitely not the smartest, but the most
Wow,
clever.
Cool. Yeah. mhm.
Still kind.
The nicest thing Tauré has ever heard. So
Aw,
sorry,
that's
buddy.
sad. Do we need to start giving you more compliments?
Me?
Yes.
I mean, I'm doing pretty good. More than usual.
One.
Yeah, I don't know what like what's the standard? What's the standard? Like what's normal?
Yeah, that is pretty sad.
Should I be upset?
If you're
Nah.
if you're living your life, if you're happy about it, then no.
Yeah.
You don't have to be sad about nothing.
Well, you take what you can get. I have one compliment, and that's all I need.
Hey, Tauré. I'm very glad that we're best friends.
Me too, buddy.
Is that a good compliment?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Because I'm trying really hard.
Thank you. Wow. Well, that diminished it a little bit. That
I
last
have to bring you
comment.
back. I have to, like, I can't. I'm sorry. I take it back. It was just a joke, I promise.
Oh, so you're not glad?
No.
that we're best
I mean,
friends?
the.
Oh, okay.
the
So
best-
you hate me. Okay. mhm.
All right. Oh my God. Stop it right now. No.
Hey,
I am.
Victor.
Yes, sorry.
I know you're in the middle of something here, but
It's
I
fine.
had wondered, talking about your father and such.
Yeah.
And I remember you bringing up your mind palace.
The Mind Palace.
Have you tried anything with that in the Feywild yet?
I've been thinking about it, and I just feel like there's just been so much going on right now,
I don't think there's anything going on right now.
Yeah, we can carry you. Sack of potatoes.
And-
We'll get
and by
Krios to
we,
just
you mean
swing you
Krios.
over his shoulder.
I would carry him not much more gently.
You say that. You say that. I haven't tried. To be truthful, I'm a little bit scared.
Well,
Like, just a little bit.
if you meet Azodin, make sure to let him know I came up with the word mind palace, the phrase. It was my idea.
I'm not.
I think he would laugh. He'd think it's cool.
All right, man. All right. Okay. All right, Krios, uppies. Chop chop.
Okay. Yeah, just like Krios will lift him up. You can lean your head against my shoulder.
This is awesome. Thank you. I've never experienced this before. Anyways, I feel like the king of the world at the moment. I guess I'll go ahead and enter my mind palace if I can.
All right. Do any of your friends want to maybe assist? Because this is a charisma check, and they can...
I'll tap on Victor's shoulder and say, "You're getting there this time, buddy."
Yes.
And that's guidance plus a D4.
Do you want a 50-50 chance for nat 1 or nat 20?
Only you can use that pendant.
Oh, I can't use it for... Okay.
Yeah, also with Couch's luck,
Don't
they're
do
not
that.
good with 50-50s.
Don't do that. Couch is gonna get the nat 1.
All right, go ahead. Roll your charisma check.
Nobody. Does anybody want to give me bardic? Maybe the bard.
Maybe the bard.
Now looks at you and go, okay. And you somehow you feel inspired and you have bardic.
All right.
Fine.
What check is this?
Charisma.
General
All
charisma
right.
check.
Just normal charisma, and I get to add. I'll ask
D4.
that
D4.
when I roll it.
And a D8, yes.
Cool. I rolled an 18. And then I'm gonna roll my D4. That's a 2, and then my D8. That's a 5.
Okay, so a 25. You...
Not enough.
Not enough. As you are slowly being rocked by the cadence of Krios' movement, you find enough tranquility to push past the expectations that have just been laid upon you to do this, and feel your sense of self retreating inwards. When you get there, you feel nothing.
Nothing.
No connection. No line at all, in fact. It just trails off into nothing. The barrier's not there.
Hello? Where did it... There's, like, nothing.
The previous times, you could follow that line to the barrier and feel that it goes to the other side, but this time, it just goes somewhere else. There's no barrier or anything. It just... poof.
No line, no barrier, no nothing.
Mm-mm.
Even if I shout as loud as I can in my own self, nothing?
There's not even an echo.
Maybe it has something to do with where we are, or... Because, I mean, we are kind of in a little bit of a space right now.
You're still in the domain of the Feywild. That is all that's relevant.
Okay, then where would it have gone? Is there something that I have to do? A summon? Do I have to do something?
You can spend as long as you'd like in there, Victor, but unfortunately, no matter what you try, there is no way to follow the line any longer. It simply disappears into the air and does not exist in the same place that you do.
Huh. I'm currently trying to think of all of the things that either could have happened or what went wrong.
I have an idea.
I have a few. Victor's gonna... He's gonna come back.
You open your eyes and not telling is directly flying in front of your face, waiting for you to wake up.
What are you... Hello?
Sorry, I should have grabbed her out of the way.
I was just seeing if you were dead.
I'm alive. Thank you. I am very much alive. Just a little bit
Poor
disappointed.
Krios had to catch you as you launched yourself backwards.
So, what's the diagnosis?
Did you see anything?
No, I'm a little bit disappointed. There was nothing. No line, no barrier, but nothing. Just a...
Not even a line?
Not even the
Because
line.
when you checked in the material plane, there was a barrier, so it meant it could track between planes, but now it's not?
What do you
Wait.
mean between planes?
I'm assuming Azladan is on a different plane from the material plane. And we were in the material plane, and Victor saw a barrier with like a connecting line.
Oh, I doubt you'd get much of a connection to any deity if you weren't on the plane with them. It's very difficult to get that kind of connection.
Then what was the barrier?
Then what was that about?
Maybe Azladan's on the material plane?
Well, the barrier was... Wait.
Was the barrier only around?
They have an inn. They have an inn in the material plane to get to him already. Their inn is my brother.
So maybe that line was between you and Axel, but that doesn't explain the barrier, because the line went to the other side of the barrier.
It does not explain the barrier. But maybe the barrier wasn't the barrier, and maybe it was a different barrier, or maybe it's just a part of my mind that just decided no.
Do we know for sure that the barrier went around the entire material plane?
How do we integrate this from our theories? What do you mean by that? Nah.
Well, I would imagine the material plane is pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Surely, I mean... Volthune is big, but is Volthune the only place in the material plane?
Is he on a different one?
So are we saying Azladan might be stuck outside of Volthune?
Well, we have moons. Is he on the moon?
I don't think
Asmodean is
anyone
on the
can
moon.
survive on the moon.
Asmodean is going to steal the moon.
It was worth asking.
Is Asmodean Gru? Legally distinct Gru?
Wait,
Grow.
True with
Man.
2 U's.
Grow.
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 Asmodean is a... I'm not gonna make that joke.
He's a greedy dirtbag.
Let's think about this. Tori pulls out the journal. So let's say... I mean, Moo, in history, has there ever been talk of other beings living on other planets or other moons or things?
Do we even know that there are
Well-
other planets and moons?
No, you merely know the planets in the solar system of Volthune's star.
Okay.
So you only know those planets and moons. As for you having any idea if there were civilizations elsewhere or livable planets elsewhere, you have absolutely zero information.
Uh-huh.
You do know, however, that the Astari civilization were very advanced. And they went through most of their travel via complicated teleportation. So feasibly, if any of the people on Volthune that you know of would have had the capability to do that, they might have.
So maybe he was banished by getting like physically removed from Volthune, and then they put up a barrier, but he's not actually in another plane. So maybe he's like, I don't know how he would breathe, but
He's
maybe
in
he's on
space?
maybe he's on the moon
He's
or one
he's
of the
gone.
planets.
I have a very important question.
Mhm.
Is the star that Volthune revolves around called the Volthun?
That is a very good question.
No, it is called the sun.
That's no fun.
The Vault
You can nickname it
Sunrise.
the Volthun.
Is there
Beautiful.
another solar system
Unbelievable.
in which the sun is called the moon and the planet is called the sun and the moon is called Voltune?
Moving on. Mm-mm. You know what? I think it's
No.
about time you arrived at your destination.
No.
No!
The Volthon!
No.
You guys walk through, and it feels like time barely passes. You're walking for ages. Eventually, though, you see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. As you approach, you start to see signs of nature. And finally, you step out into the light. After having been in the dark for a while, it takes your eyes a minute to adjust. Once you do, you see you are on a very hilly terrain, looking at the side of a mountain. There's a river in between you and the mountain, and on that mountain is a big Lord of the Rings style citadel. Many tiers. There's a big bridge that leads over the river towards where you could probably access. It looks rather impressive, but As you guys take it in, you realize that the world feels muted. There's no wind. There's no sounds of nature. And all of the grass, the trees, the bushes, they are faded. Barely any hue. As you look at each other, you notice you all seem to be faded as well. Everybody but Na. Speaking of which, Na, as you enter, you feel your connection to this place. This is your domain. But something is locking you out. Something is keeping you from truly connecting to and utilizing the power that comes with the domain.
Something's
This-
wrong.
Is this your place?
It is.
Bit
But
dull.
something is keeping me out.
How? But you're here.
I sure am.
Push forward.
Maybe you gotta tell the
Nothing
domain
else
who's
to
boss.
try. No other choice other than keep trying to go forward. But I mean, I do not feel that I could control the domain. I have no control over what is happening.
Oh.
Well, there doesn't seem to be much happening, as it is.
Well, I don't know if you have noticed, but that is a problem. Nothing happening at all means that nothing is happening at all, Tauré. And that is a problem.
That is a problem.
Is there like a key or something? Like a metaphorical key? Throwing out ideas.
Well, yes, there is. You're looking at him.
You?
Correct. 1,000 points to Krios.
Oh yeah.
What is this way of giving points?
I'll take.
I like it.
For every
take-
year he was stuck in Volthune as famous.
I'll take domains for 400.
What does that mean, Tauré?
I don't know.
Is this
Let's-
like an
let's
old
go.
elven game that you used
Yeah,
to play?
you had to like answer thing backwards. You know, it was weird.
Oh, that sounds
Interesting.
stupid.
Fun.
It was called
Uh-huh.
Tea Party.
Nah,
Oh.
but it sounded more like tepid, so it was like.
I get it.
Okay, but it's Tauré.
Uh huh. I'm just saying that the way it sounds is like tepardy. You know, it's like tepid.
Ah,
Okay.
I see.
Anywho, we need answers for you.
We should probably just keep going until something happens, right?
I agree. Worst thing that could happen is death.
What?
Yeah, been well.
Pretty
you know,
bad.
Are you sure that's pretty bad? I feel like we have encountered other things that could have been worse than death. Like perhaps
Yeah, maybe.
I kind of dislike death.
Yeah. Let's avoid that. Preferably.
out of
I
character,
would like
spoken
live.
like a master. A master of death, as in someone who's died too many times.
I don't like death. I don't prefer it.
I've been there, done that 5
It's-
times so far.
Not preferred, actually.
Very well, we shall avoid that. Let us push
Yeah.
forward. And I guess we just get closer. See if there's an opening.
Yeah.
You guys trudge through the nearly monochrome wilderness towards the end of the bridge that you can reach. You see that there's a road that trails off into the distance, wrapping around the hills as it goes. As you get closer, you notice... Well, you're not quite sure what they are. Hovering sporadically in the air around the citadel. Looks like blank, foggy silhouettes. As you get near the bridge, the ones closest to you begin to fade and disappear.
This feels
Familiar.
strangely familiar.
I'm getting a little bit of deja vu. Let's
Like
try to stick together.
the Fern Wilderness.
Let's try to stick together, please.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Tori's gonna stick real close to Victor.
Krios
You know-
is gonna hold on to Victor's hand.
How
He's just a little
interesting.
guy.
I do not remember much, although... Well, yeah, I do
You
not
don't remember
much.
this.
No.
That's for sure.
I turned to the party really quickly. Do I strike as someone who would have other people in their domain?
Not particularly.
Aha. How
You
peculiar.
seem to be more of a loner type. Until you met us.
Yeah, well, actually, made some friends like us.
How peculiar. And now turns back, and I guess we keep going.
As you approach, more of those wispy silhouettes begin to fade away. The bridge that spans this gap is quite large, and by the time you've made it to the other side, the citadel looms very tall in front of you. As you make it to the main gates, you hear a raspy voice. Ah, so you finally return, little snake.
Who are you?
What have you brought with you here?
Guest.
To a home you do not remember.
Reveal yourself. Who are you?
Who am I? This will be interesting. Welcome, Na, to the Citadel of Nostalgia. I hope you're ready to face the mistakes that you've made.
Na's wife.
I feel like that would have been important to mention.
Mistakes, you say?
Oh no. You wouldn't remember them. No. You just choose to forget. again and again.
Choose to forget.
But you aren't getting off the hook for this one, no. We've been waiting for you. So many long years. I wonder, what is it that has kept you from home?
Some pesky gods in the mortal realm.
Interesting. I would have figured that you continued running away from your past. Nothing more to say? Very well. Continue on then, if you can.
Now it keeps going.
That's freaky.
We're in the freaky domain.
Yeah.
Did you expect any less from Na?
No.
As you go through a almost familiar vibe of a large city with empty streets. Reminiscent of the unnaturalness of Kaladin, though with nothing of the natural aspect. These houses are made of white stone, gleaming in the pale light. As you continue onwards, I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw, Na.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out the Na dice for this one.
Yes.
Oh, that fell off.
You fell off.
Okay, hold on. I need to reposition because it keeps falling off when I roll it. Oh, now it feels cheap because I had to re-roll it twice and I got a nat 20.
I mean, take it.
I mean, I'm taking it. Wisdom saving, you said? Wisdom would be a 22.
You get the feeling that as you continue, that voice that you just heard is going to interfere with you. And it seems to be very vindictive.
Did the rest of us hear the voice, or was that just...
Yes,
Okay.
that was out loud. Do you and the party continue onward?
Yeah?
Okay.
Let's name him. What are we gonna name him?
Jonathan Groff, because I see the voice. I imagine the voice as being voiced by Jonathan Groff.
What?
Kristoff.
No,
Why is Kristoff mad at you?
No. Specifically, I'm thinking of Jonathan Groff portraying King George III
King.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Why is he mad at you?
You'll be back.
You were back. You know, I
You
can see it
continue
now.
onward. And as you suspected, the voice returns.
Mhm.
However, I would like everybody else in the party to give me a charisma saving throw, please.
Oh,
yummy.
shit.
How
This
close
is
am I
made-
to?
This will be made at disadvantage.
Oh,
how close-
shit.
How close am I to Krios?
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
Oh, Krios is holding my hand.
Yeah. So you're within 10 feet.
How much is that? How much is that extra?
It's
to?
a +3.
All right.
I got a 13. Oh, wait, do I get your +3?
If you're close enough, yeah.
I get a 16.
Wait.
got a
I used my
14.
wisdom score for charisma, right?
Yes.
So,
Are my rolls public?
+3, you say?
yeah.
Yes, but you need to put it in the Roll20 chat, please.
How do I do that?
You rolled a 3.
You open Roll20 and you type it in chat.
I rolled.
Oh. You
I
know.
turned into a 3.
Okay, sorry. Okay, there we go.
Okay. Ah, nice. Well, now, let's see who else we have here. Hmm. Interesting. Hey, Victor.
Yeah.
Tell me exactly how you feel about Na.
Mostly confident in their abilities as a member of the party, and always just a little bit worried something might happen.
Worried about what?
But something happening to one of
Like what?
us. The thing that the changeling do. Just like the littlest, teeniest, littlest, like,
Replacing somebody?
yeah. But
And how do you feel about the way that they have lived their life on Volthune? Until joining your party.
for the most part, it's kind of just what you have to do to survive. It's not pretty and it's not cute, but... And it's a little scary, but... You gotta do what you gotta do. I don't blame them for living their life how they have on Volthune.
And yet you're afraid of somebody being replaced.
Maybe the littlest bit of... But
Hmm.
they've been very kind.
Interesting. Hey, nah. Roll a d4 for me.
One.
You feel yourself shifting. You have changed your form to look like Krios.
Oh, shit. Can I try to change
Victor,
it
you
back?
hear... Hold on. Victor, you hear a voice in your ear. You see, they could do this at any time with anyone you care about, anyone that you love. And then they could make you forget all about them, couldn't they? What kind of a person does that? Even if it's to survive, do you think none of those people they replaced had families, lovers, children? Maybe it was avoided as often as possible, but do you think that that was never how it had to go down even once for 1,000 years? Nah, you attempt to change back.
Mm-hmm.
I would like a charisma check, general charisma check.
Can all of us just see Na as Krios right now?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm doing a general charisma check, am I adding my +4 on charisma score?
You are so. It is just whatever your charisma modifier is.
Yeah, okay. 14.
Nope.
Not. You can do that.
Do what?
Just like you're me.
Victor's gonna squeeze
I-
Krios' hand.
Krios will squeeze back.
Yeah, I can just change to anyone. But normally I would have control and I would be able to change back at any time. Not this time.
Did you not do it on purpose?
No.
Oh,
I imagine that someone who can delete people from memories, not having control of their abilities, would be a rather dangerous individual to continue traveling with, wouldn't it?
oh, it'll be okay. Just gotta get the hang of it again, right?
Yeah, that's all. That's it. That's it.
1,000 years changing your face to look like other people? Who are you anymore, nah? Did you ever know?
I would imagine so.
And how would you describe yourself?
What a peculiar question. I am just someone trying to get by.
Your form changes to Themis. Just someone trying to get by. Sounds like something an innkeeper would say, doesn't it? Is that not how you've introduced yourself for so many years?
It is not a lie. One of the few I did
And-
not lie about, perhaps.
And yet that is not your home, is it? Where is your home? Is it this place that you've forgotten? Can you tell me what lies at the top of the citadel, Na?
No.
No. No, you can't. So where is your home?
I am walking with them right now.
Hmm. And yet, your form changes back to Krios. And then
Oh.
to Barry. And then to Tauré.
Well, I've seen that before.
That, yeah.
And then to Victor. And then to Hector.
Oh.
Hit Victor
Yo,
where it
Krios.
hurts. Hit Victor where it hurts.
Krios, your hand. I'm so sorry. Your hand, it's in probably pain.
Victor's gonna reach over and close Victor's mouth for him.
I assume you meant Barry is going to close Victor's mouth.
Yes,
for him.
Barry's
was
going to
gonna-
reach over and close Victor's mouth for him.
I would
Victor is
say
going to close Victor's mouth.
Tauré wasn't really weirded out by seeing the different forms until Hector showed up, and it was like, oh, that's what is going on here? And now Tauré is a little bit weirded because people in the party wasn't really a problem to Tauré, but now it's people out of the party, and it's like,
And
People
it just-
not here.
It just hits a little bit different that it's Hector, because going through Themis and then going like an innkeeper and then to Hector,
Has
and it's like,
Who would have been next
Really,
in
what would've-
line?
what would have happened to Hector if the party was not here?
and if Hector wasn't who he was.
Say, Victor has a question. Go on, Victor.
What? What?
I know what you were just thinking. Your mind is open in this place.
Well, what would have happened? What would have happened to if we, you know?
what would have happened to Hector?
Yeah. Like, I didn't really think about it until now.
You know the answer to that, Victor. You and
I
the rest of the party.
I don't really like it. Sorry.
Didn't Na say that they weren't going to replace Hector?
But that's because we're here. And if we weren't, you know, it's not. It's fine. It's fine.
If
Let's
you
keep
weren't, I would have had no choice. Wherever I go, people would notice.
But
And when I am revealed, so would the true nature of the world.
A whole planet to explore. So many cities that you could have gone from one to the next. Nobody would have recognized the same form.
Oh, the dragons would.
The dragons might have, but you weren't hiding from the dragons. No, you chose to sit in one place and let life come at you. And rather than being proactive, you valued the human life as the cost of your continued existence, wasting away in the same building day in and day out. You know, it's funny how history repeats itself.
After hearing what Victor said, now it's going to turn to Victor. Iron Blade.
Still as Hector.
Mm-hmm. Iron Blade. That's what you need.
What?
An Iron Blade. The heart will do nicely. Feel free to do it behind my back. And not turns back.
No, that's not.
No?
We're not killing you.
Sorry, gonna step in as the referee here for a second. We're not stabbing you, no.
That's your safety net. You and I both do not know what we will learn today.
But we don't need a safety
Now keeps
net.
walking.
No, come back here.
The rest of you don't stop them and continue on then?
Well, Tori's chasing.
I assume we're following. Krios is following at least.
Yeah.
Barry's definitely following.
Definitely squeezing Victor's hand.
Yes, you are. Until you aren't.
Huh?
What?
As you go to pull Victor along and follow, you realize that you're not holding anything. And as you turn back, Victor's no longer there.
Huh?
Oh, not this again.
Victor?
Back in the fucking building.
No, Krios
Oh, not
grabs the pendant. Where does the pendant say Victor is?
It's not pointing anywhere.
No.
again. Victor?
The Krios can still see all the others, right? It's just Victor missing?
Mm-hmm.
And we don't see Victor, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Hey, Nah,
Hey, slow down.
What?
do you see Victor?
Nah, turns around.
You were making physical contact with him, right?
I was just holding on to him.
He's gone.
My pendant does.
Alright.
Yeah, pendant?
Krios takes a second, like steadying breath. My pendant isn't telling me anything.
Right, what do you want, Mr. Voice?
It is this domain. It is not under my control.
What'd you do?
Anything can
you do,
happen.
Victor?
Is he okay?
We're gonna have some serious beef. If you don't.
Like I said, isn't it dangerous traveling with someone who could erase you?
That was not their doing.
I'll say it again. We don't need a safety net for Nah. We trust Nah.
whatever is happening isn't what they want to happen.
It is you we don't trust.
Interesting. You should say that. You know, how about I tell you all a little story? Would that help?
Do your worst. It's not going to change anything.
Gary is going to sarcastically sit on the ground, crisscross applesauce kindergarten style.
You all watch as the apparitions that are floating around start to... They're just a little closer than they were. One of them is a familiar bluish tint, closer than all the rest. You see, a long time ago, there was a magical kingdom of animals. They could walk and talk, and they loved to write books. They loved history and had countless libraries. They took this very seriously, recording everything they could. But there was always one such animal that had the ability to steal the books and destroy them, so that the contents could never be read again. Such a power was necessary, the other animals understood. Some of those books had harmful or disturbing content. Some things are best left unrecorded. But that position always came with the ire of others, fear and mistrust. Most who held that position stoically accepted such a fate. They contributed to the cause because it was their nature. But this story is not about them. It's about the last in that line. This animal, a little lizard, a newt, let's say, was born and discovered to have that ability to burn the books away. And while the other animals had their mostly negative mix of emotions, there were, of course, the others who knew how necessary a position like that was, and were just fine making friends with the little newt. However, the newt did not seem so happy to play along. They thought, why, the other animals only interact with me because of what I can do and not who I am. They don't care about me. I am merely a tool, a means to an end. And the newt was wrong. Until they weren't. For every interaction the newt had with the others, burning the books away, they would burn a couple extra pages. Pages of friendship and care And so, day after day, the newt began to alter how the others saw them, until the others saw the newt as a snake, vile and venomous. Why don't you continue on your journey? Maybe I'll tell more of the story later. And I think we're going to take a 15-minute break here.
All right. We'll be back in 15 minutes.
And welcome back. So, you have just been sat down and told the story, or the beginning of a story. You are now still in the Citadel, sitting in silence as the voices stops talking.
Give us Victor. Or I'll stab you. I'll find a way. Give us Victor.
I don't
Krios
think.
is.
The only
Cri-
snake we see here is you. Give us back our friend.
I don't believe we see.
Hey, why don't you roll a persuasion check there, Tauré?
That ought to go well.
Oh.
I don't
You
like
do
the
it-
tone. I don't like your tone.
Why don't you do it? Why
I
don't you
don't-
do
I
it
don't
with your
appreciate-
special,
I don't
your special
appreciate.
20 or nat 1?
I don't appreciate your tone.
Yeah, this is the
appreciate-
perfect time to use
I
your
don't
20 or
appreciate
not
your
one.
tone. Give us our friend. And Tori flips a coin. Okay, well, that's a 50-50, so I have to find a coin, which I do have. I have a, what is it? It's a 1917 Canadian 50-cent piece. It's made of silver. What do you want it to be? Heads, tails? Which is it?
Just tell me the answer.
Oh,
That is heads.
A natural 20.
Hey.
Oh.
Nah, your form shifts into Victor.
You forgot about the
Not
catch.
exactly. I need to look at the contract.
This is a genie.
Oh, if you guys could have heard the laugh that I just let out.
You've seen that video?
Krios is still holding on to the pendant
The
and
real- the
looks
real
around
one?
every once in a while.
The real one, please. Here's the coin I flipped.
I do not think it was a good idea to bargain with this domain.
Well, I had to try something. Victor, if you can hear us, we'll get you eventually.
Can you do one of your loud yells?
I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah, nope. Okay.
It's worth a try.
I guess we gotta keep going.
Very well. And we keep going.
After a little more walking around, you see a form. One of the adventuring parties that you traveled around with when you first went to Volthune had a young woman, a cleric, who would often help keep the party alive. On one of your adventures, your party triggered a trap in a ruin. And unfortunately, you all had to leave her behind, where she most certainly perished. As you are remembering this journey, the rest of you also get that memory.
Hmm.
Do you do anything?
No, keeps going.
I think Torre has always understood not to be very practical, but that's still a little tinge of like, ugh. Because Tauré knows he would have died trying to get her out of there.
Tauré just got the ick.
Oh, walking right past me, I see, leaving me behind yet again. How am I not surprised? Do you even remember my name?
Yeah, Jonathan.
Nuh-uh.
The voice is a different voice
Oh,
coming
no.
from the woman.
It's the cleric.
Oh, it's the cleric, not okay.
Mm.
Not Jonathan.
Tauray's fucking jumping this woman.
If we have the memory, do we remember her name?
No, you don't.
Hmm.
Not.
I do not.
No, you don't.
Sorry.
What kind of person values life so little?
We've
I
only
wasn't
just-
even really a person to you, was I? I was just another one of the pets you were keeping around to keep yourself entertained for a while. Right? The memory that you all received is tinged with that sentiment. I wonder then, what makes me unworthy of saving, remembering, living? Did I do something wrong? Did I falter in my duties as a cleric?
No, you did not.
No, I did not. And yet, here I am. And the rest of you, you think they would come to your rescue?
People can change. Yes, I do trust them.
They have rescued me.
That's something that I cannot know yet.
No, but you do know the nature of a changeling.
Yes.
A
But-
changeling does not need to be ever changing.
No.
Perhaps they changed in the past and now they are cooled down, you could say, in one place, centered.
Only a fool trusts a snake. I hope it turns out better for you than it did for me. And her wisp vanishes.
Well,
Let us
Keep
continue.
going.
And now keeps walking.
Always running away from your problems.
I think you will find that I'm running directly into the core of my problem this time around, disembodied voice, whoever you may be.
And yet you do not stop to think about those you have lost along the way.
I will not change the decisions I have made in the past. Those decisions brought me to where I am now, and I do not regret meeting these people I am with right now.
Even if it leads to their death?
Yes.
Roll a d4 for me.
Why do you gotta choose the worst possible die shape to roll? 3.
Kaede, you hear the voice in your ear, and it whispers, "Do you see? Just like every other changeling you've ever heard of, completely disregarding the consequences of their actions, the people around them nothing but a new fancy pair of clothes to try on until they are on to the next. Do you truly believe that your journey should be with someone like that?"
I believe that I get to choose whether I believe that this being is worthy to be traveled with. I don't trust you. I don't know, and I cannot know if what you're saying is true.
How ironic you should say that. However, I don't think you have to listen to me. Did you not see the looks on their faces? They know what this creature is capable of. This is no mere changeling. It's a changeling with a terrible curse.
I don't
One with
suppose.
such power must be fully and completely trusted, should they not? And yet, look at their faces. They are afraid.
Yes, well, I think that it is also in their nature to be able to
You can't even convince yourself, can you?
I just don't know this person.
No, you don't. Why take that risk? Why trust a monster?
Because maybe the monster isn't a monster at all.
And yet you have heard how they slain countless innocent lives to keep their lavish lifestyle back on the material plane, have you not?
Yes.
I would call that a monster.
I do not know the intentions, and I do not know the story.
Mm. And you do not provide enough sustenance for their form, unlike the others. You know, I think this will be easier without your confusion. while walking to the next destination, you notice Kaede is no longer with your party.
Welcome, Kaede.
Oh.
Krios is gonna
Oh no.
go closer to Tauré and
Lost
Barry.
Another one.
You took another one, I see.
What do you want? What is your goal here?
What is my goal? If only you knew the atrocities that have been committed in this place. Why don't I get to the next part of the story? As the newt lost its limbs and its faith in itself, becoming a snake, as the other animals treated it with fear, treated it as a tool, it grew bitter. Its belief that the others only wanted to use it as a means to an end grew stronger. And it was right. It had taken all the pages, everything containing a hint of positivity towards the snake. And soon the rest forgot that there was a newt at all. Eventually, the other animals grew to dislike the snake and their bitterness. Maybe you should leave, then. If you only see yourself as a tool, maybe you should go, and we'll find another to take your spot. This upset the snake. It had proved what they believed, but it hurt nonetheless. Fine. If you only want me to take your books and burn them, I'll show you, they said, and took all the books. Every last one in the city, and burned them all. As the snake turned around, with victory in its eyes, it saw the other animals were no longer there. For their stories had ended. And the snake was left alone in an empty city just like this one. Now, I'm sure I don't have to put the pieces together for you. But do you see why one might dislike a creature with such actions in their past? All right. That was directed at you, buddy.
Was it me? Oh. Sorry. Yeah, let me post this for ClawsieG.
Thank you.
Oh, you were taking the notes.
I may have messed up one of the first, like, the second sentence because I was trying to write really fast. But anyways, I think the newt made a presumption that there was going to be hatred and that there was going to be bitterness. and because of that presumption, they inadvertently made it so. So while I would say the newt was misguided, I will say the newt could learn from that.
Did they?
Oh, they can. You know, we had a very similar conversation in another faraway city with a figure in power about the power of change, about potential, and I believe in it fully.
You know, at the end of the story, the snake sets off and does the same thing that they've always done for 1,000 years. In the grand scheme of things, do you really believe such a person is capable of change?
I argued with a dragon for an hour about thousands of years of preconceived notions, thousands of years of presumed behavior. So 1,000 years doesn't really mean much at all to me. This is my friend.
Do friends lie to each other, Tauré? Do they hide things?
Sometimes they do. Oftentimes they have reasons for it.
And what was the reason?
Perhaps it was that we weren't even friends yet. That we didn't know each other well enough to trust. For someone with a pained past, being careful is logical.
And yet, you heard them say it themselves. What would have happened to Hector if you all had not shown up? They weren't planning on changing.
Well,
They weren't planning on opening themselves up to you all. Their hand was forced. Every time you learned something new about them, their hand was forced.
so perhaps we changed them for the better. And that would be a good thing. Perhaps they grew through our friendship. But I will say, it's awfully presumptuous to assume the means or method by which one would change forms throughout the ages. I mean, we don't know the situations, we don't know the circumstances in which that was utilized. Maybe Na took lives ethically when they were on their way out, or who knows. But I will say, when you ask these questions like, would you go back and do it again? I feel like there's no right answer, because you can live through tremendous pain and suffering and make mistakes and come out on the other side better. So would you undo all of those mistakes that passed and sacrifice your current better self, or not? It feels like there's no right answer. So when you ask them that, it doesn't make sense to me.
Your words are hollow, friend. 200 people killed to come to this point in time when they did not need to do any of that. You defend them. They are silent. They do not speak to your words. They do not confirm or deny what you say. Why is that? Is it because they are still hiding things from you? Why are you so silent, little snake? What do you have to say?
I do not wish to speak to you, disembodied voice. I have already explained, justified, defended, and apologized for all that I have done to these people here. I do not wish to repeat the same things.
See, power of change.
And yet, at some point, a lie was told.
Yet that was long ago.
No, little fool. You do not wish to repeat the same things. You may have been referring to your words, Snake. But you still wish to repeat the suffering you have inflicted on others. You say you will not change anything to come to this point in time, but have you considered that the world would have been a better place without you murdering innocent people?
Yes, I have.
You knew as you did that. Every time you knew you could have just walked away, disappeared to another city, and yet you didn't.
What is done is done. What good is mulling over the past when one has already atoned and have promised to change and have been working towards change?
What you fail to see is that I view Na here as a new person compared to what they were in the past. Yet you seem to be incapable of separating the two. You yourself are incapable of change. You are incapable of forgiveness or of understanding.
Perhaps you wish me to return to 1,000 years ago and undid everything I have done. Well, I have news for you. Unless you show me how to travel through time, I do not think that would be a possibility.
I would like to know just how exactly you have atoned for your crimes. You promised that you would do better? Is that it? You said sorry? The cemetery full of people that you killed? Is it because you didn't know those people, Tauré, that you were so easily able to forgive such actions? What have they actually done to atone?
They have fought for the good of all the world. They have helped us in our deepest moments.
A means
what better
to an
loyalty
end.
can there
You
be?
have ended up exactly where they wanted you to be. All they wanted to do was go home.
Which I have been very upfront about from the very beginning.
Yeah, but they've also been willing to help us. And I've seen tears when they've thought about losing us. So I know it's not just a farce. But back to your original question. If not the Na who is now were to do something like that to Hector, that would be a different story. But if it had been Na of the past who did that, who had changed into what they are now, I could forgive them. It might take a long time.
You, sir, are so trusting. Very interesting.
we got past our beef a long while ago. So yeah.
I was going to wait a little bit, but how about I give you the next part of the story? Snake, alone in the city. For years, they slithered through the streets, sound of their scales slightly echoing off the buildings. Back and forth between all the libraries, hoping to see a single book, a single other soul. And yet, none would show. Eventually, they started to hear a voice. Look at you, all alone, swimming in the despair your mistakes have brought you. Who are you? The snake hissed, and what do you want? Don't you recognize me? I told you about the others, and the way they took you for granted. Snake to look around, but there was no one there. Told you how much they disliked you. The snake tried to slither away, but the voice followed. I told you to burn all the books and chase them away. I left you alone in your city, just how you always felt. And I showed you how horrible you always knew you were. Why? The snake cried, still moving through the streets. Why did you do those things to me? Because I hate you. You are my enemy, and everything you do brings ruin. And the snake realized they were talking to themselves. I tell you this part of the story because someone who is constantly preying on their own downfall accomplishes nothing but destruction. And it does not matter who's around when that destruction sets in. It could be a friend, a lover, a city full of people. An adventuring party, walking into the unknown, as they do not know where they are truly going. One by one, they perish. And yet, the sheep still defend the snake.
Perhaps you wish to rescue the sheep, or disembodied voice. Perhaps you wish to spare these fine people alongside me. You may do so. It is I that you want, is it not?
I wish only to show you what you value. Say, if the next person to suddenly go missing were you, how would you feel?
Why don't we find out?
Now wait a second.
Uh,
Wrong
I have
answer. I would like the other three still on the ground to roll a charisma check, please.
Um,
This is an extremely important roll. If you have stops to pull out, you should.
Charisma check.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely gonna guidance myself.
I don't know if I can do anything.
And we got Krios's +3, right?
No, that's for saving
That's
throws.
Oh.
Ooh, that's not looking good. Okay. Wait, did you get a nat 1?
Tauré did, yeah.
Oh no.
Fitting. A fitting end.
Everyone got under 15, huh?
I rolled a 15, but I have to use my wisdom modifier. So it's a -2.
Hey, Na. Tell me about some of your favorite memories of the group.
Is that the DM asking or is that the voice asking?
I would like Na to think about some of their favorite memories.
Shoot. You're
It
making
doesn't
me...
have to be of the group. It could be of whatever Na's favorite memories are.
I know, hold on, I'm thinking. You're looking at it, hold on, I'm looking through the 2 years of memories and I'm trying to look at it from Na's perspective now and not G perspective. The final, or not just the final fight, but every little bit of Tauré City. Going to every person. Using the remaining intelligence, willpower of the city to rescue, to release them from their eternal agony. And, you know, one could see that and say that Tauré saved them, which is true, but in a lot of sense, it wouldn't have been possible without the other seeds, the other consciousness of the people of the city. And I would argue that the city, in a lot of ways, saved themselves. And I think that is Na's favorite memory.
You know, just for that, why don't you roll me a charisma saving throw at disadvantage?
Disadvantage. Okay. I'm gonna roll this twice because I only have 1d20 out. Don't think it can be lower than that. Yeah, okay. Saving throw would be a 12.
Do you get Krios's buff?
I think I'm farther away than 10 feet to Krios.
This will not apply, no. Nah. You feel yourself unburdened by gravity for a moment. You watch as your body slowly disappears beneath you. The rest of you see Na, their eyes roll up into their head, and they fall down.
No.
And
Krios.
start to turn into dust.
Oh my god. Oh!
Tori's panicking, trying to think of some way to, and he cannot think of anything.
Krios, upon seeing Na fall, would have tried to like run a little bit towards them and kind of try to catch them, and then pauses after seeing them start to turn to dust in like horror. What? Krios will whip around to Tauré and Barry.
Is there any magic Tori could dispel that's causing this?
No.
And Barry pour some honey on the ashes and glue him back together.
They fade away into nothing. You see, you spent all your time trusting this individual, believing in them, when they could not even believe in themselves.
How do we get them back?
No.
You think you just did us a service.
Maybe.
Tori's
Whether or not it benefited you is no concern to me.
Tori's got his fists clenched so much you can see a little blood dripping off of his knuckles. You say that they couldn't believe in themselves, but that's what we were there for.
And yet you failed.
No, you give them back now, or I will find a way. And it will not be quick. It will be slow and torturous.
You know, it's almost humorous how much you little bugs cared about that monster.
Show your face.
You just watched it disappear, you fool.
Huh?
Who did you think you were talking to this whole time?
I knew the voice in the story sounded familiar.
Even more reason to take our friend back from you. As I said, show your face.
You are exceptionally dumb, aren't you? Perfect for a loyal little pet. You know, I was going to wait until later to get to the end of the story. But they couldn't even make it halfway through the city. A little disappointing, really. I was so excited when they showed back up in the Feywild, and intrigued as to how they weren't already gone. And what happened? They valued life, but not their own. You have to wonder. Someone who does not value their own life, what does that say about their connections to other people? Do they not think about what will happen?
Sometimes they want to protect them, but this isn't the way.
Do you feel protected, Krios?
No? I want them back.
The tears I saw were real. When they were thinking about losing us. I know
Were
that
they
much.
about you, or were they about going home? You know, if you all had died, they never would have made it back here.
I'll put my trust in the fact that it was about us.
Sure. They cared about you so much that they sacrificed themselves without even knowing if that was the right answer. I'm sure that was the reason. So willing to throw their own life away. Maybe you're right. All those years of self-preservation almost seem like a joke compared to what just happened. Doesn't it?
Bring them back and we'll ask.
There is no back.
Of course, there's gotta be some way. This is their domain.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why is it their domain, Krios?
I'm not really the person to ask for that.
It's because they erased everybody else here, including anybody else with a claim to the domain. Now, what did you just witness? Do you even know?
Is it nobody's domain now?
It's my domain now.
What are you?
Let me finish the story then. As the years went on, the voice and the snake went back and forth until they could not bear the sound of their echoes. The snake thought of a solution, one after another. Most of them let the voice win. The snake could not let it win. They hatched a plan. They wrote a story for a snake in the future. A storybook, you see, not recorded in any other book, and therefore, when those books burn, it would remain untouched. The snake wrote, I can no longer bear the sound of my own voice, the reflection in the mirror, the weight of my actions. You are my last hope to redeem myself. I'm going to send you to a faraway place, one where no one knows who you are, not even you. I'm going to make it so you can't take anyone else's books and burn them again. And if you ever come back, I'm going to burn yours. If I'm right, that'll be the end of it. No more book burning, no more words, the end of your story. But if I'm wrong, you'll have others who will have their own books with pages that you're in. And that'll be enough to keep you for a bit. If you can come home and read through to the end of the story, you succeeded. You're worth more than your power. The people along with you, they are your lifeline, and they kept you here. But the storybook, even set in a fantasy land far away, contains the malice, the anger of your actions. If they had made it to the end of the story, they would have heard all about the tests along the way to not give themselves up. But they didn't make it very far. And they gave up.
So, what now?
What now indeed? It was always a possibility that they would give up, but I really thought if they had others around them, they would have some more value for their own life.
No, I want you to come back.
Oh?
We have your story here. We are your lifeline.
Yeah, we remember them.
For now. I've not yet decided whether or not I want to take them away.
Whether they fight or not, we'll fight in their stead.
You can't
their
save
sake.
them. Only
We can
they
certainly try.
could have saved them, and your efforts will be in vain.
We can at least try
Whether
to.
or not, you do what you can to bring them back. It will be up to them whether they stay or they fade away. So how about this? Why don't you feel what it's like to be taken away and dissolved? And then we'll see what you can do for that wretched serpent. Barry, Krios, you watch as Tauré disappears.
Barry? Krios, Krios looks towards Barry and is just like, they're scared. And Barry's the only one left. And they're looking for an answer of what to do here.
Barry has no answers.
Okay.
Barry's just trying to make some meaning of it all. Trying to process his thoughts on the matter. And come up with some way to, I guess, reason with the voice.
And what does Barry come up with?
I think Barry would understand not necessarily valuing his own life, but at the same time valuing their life in the people that he surrounds himself with.
I see the gears turning in your head, Azumar. I see how you have thrown yourself to the front of the battle in the memories that I witnessed. You do not do that out of a disregard for your own safety. You do that out of a duty to protect, do you not?
It's pretty much what I value.
Right. But what it comes down to is that you also try to make it out to the other side of the fight if you can help it, correct?
There have been plenty of times that I haven't.
Maybe you are also in need of that lesson then. Krios, you watch as you are left alone in the street.
Krios just stands there in devastation. His hand never left the pendant. What did... You took Barry too?
Who does not value their own life is already dead, are they not?
What?
Only a matter of time until they throw their own life away.
Krios is thinking about their own experiences and trying hard not to relate this to the war and everything that followed after their resurrection. But it's hard not to make the connection and see themselves in Nah a little bit.
You too, then,
I have a second chance now.
You do. And would you be so foolish to throw it away?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I don't. I want to live.
Why?
Krios twists the pendant around, kind of fidgeting with it. I mean, originally it was for other people, for my friends. And then it was for things they introduced me to. This, you know, like rain and flowers. It sounds really stupid, but simple things that bring me joy. And then now it's because I want to keep experiencing that. And I want to be with them and help them on their paths and figure out mine.
That, dear child, is one of the many correct answers. You know, maybe I'll give you one more chance. Krios, you feel the same thing that everybody else has felt, which is, well, everybody but Na, which is a sudden yank on your whole body, jolts you right to your core, not your heart per se, but your mind and your memories your psyche is pulled into another space. What you all see around you is kind of a blank void. The ground, if you can call it that, the air around you almost seems as if it's made of a shimmering white fabric. And I think that's where we're going to end today's session.
Oh boy.
So, first thing that I want to say is that we have a session this Thursday. Very last minute, but I didn't want to end it
Here.
after that whole thing. So we're going to have another session before the year is out.
Huzzah!
That would have been a hell of a cliffhanger, though.
For almost an
That's how I
entire month.
operate.
It would have been exactly a month.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
So, G, we don't have other announcements, do we?
Nope.
Besides the fact that we're also live on YouTube.
Yeah.
But, you know,
That was already
it's
announced.
YouTube streaming, so.
Yeah.
It you, man.
It
You.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, in that case, thank you for playing, everybody. Thank you for watching. We will see you in 4 days. Bum bum.
Bum, bum.
So
Bye.
Me, baby.